Hello, welcome to SteveKnows. It's the weekly news update, and today we have Meta revealing some interesting new prototype. One of the most requested features is coming, but with a caveat: new VR tech that has the potential to change this space massively, new VR games to hype over, and so much more. So I think that is enough chin wagging. Let's get started. Today's video is sponsored, but it's one that seemed appropriate with new VR users entering this space, and it could be useful. VR Wave offer prescription lens covers for VR headsets to correct far and nearsightedness, including astigmatisms. With these lens covers, it will mean that you can play VR without wearing glasses, as the glasses spacer pulls you further away from your screen, so you actually get a worse FOV experience. They also offer anti-glare and blue filtered lenses, anti-glare perhaps super helpful if you're using open or fitness interfaces with your headset. It's also a very simple design where you just magnetically clip these on and off in a matter of seconds. This is also helpful if other people use your headset, so you can just take them off when they want to play. You can also travel with them as they come with a protective case. This is also a pretty good option if you just want to protect your lenses, because getting a scratch on them would be absolutely killer. I'll link the website down below if you're interested, so you can have a little browse and see if it's something that will be useful to you. So starting with Meta, they are working on things that make me very happy, since the Quest 1, the field of view on our VR headsets haven't really changed that much at all, and with field of view having such an impact on the immersion of the experience, I'm rather surprised to see such little progress. Meta have been pushing the boundaries in other areas, but not this one. But recently, Bosworth, Meta's CTO, posted some Reality Labs projects on his threads and Instagram because they're Meta platform, so obviously. We see things like the Aria glasses, the prototype Ray-Bans, a Quest 3, the headset that contains the varifocal lenses, which is huge for making our VR vision work like our eyes do in the real world. But there's also a headset there that is clearly designed to have a wide field of view. You can see the canted lenses and the headset that bends around your face. With this being a prototype, you can see a sensor on top of the device for tracking, so they just have a screen with the lenses on it, which is why this device looks so thin, I guess. I'm not sure Standalone is at a point where it could even handle such a wide display and field of view, but it is something I want. Just a little bit. Next is about Gaussian splattering. This is a concept I discovered at Meta Connect. I went up to a stall when they had something that I thought was photogrammetry. I was like, what's going on here? And they said, no, Steve, you're wrong. This is Gaussian splattering. So a new VR experience on Steam called Gozzy has added some Gozzy splats in the form of some short content. So you can view a dancer for 30 seconds, a family dancing with a baby for 20 seconds, and a fighter shadowboxing in under 10 seconds. So you can view them moving around in the space, moving volumetric 3D imagery. And the reason these clips are short is because a single frame using Gozzy splats takes 6 minutes to model. So if you're watching something in 60 FPS, 1 second will take 6 hours of effort. And each second of film is around 300 megabytes of data. This is huge data that's being handled, which is obviously why it's not on Standalone currently, but this is new technology. This is the first stepping stone into a new era. And if they can improve things like the compression, maybe we can stream this kind of content in future and enjoy photorealistic 3D content in motion. This is a free application on Steam, so we'll link it down below if you want to have a little fiddle and be blown away. It's a good Sunday. Now this next story, does this mean Hello Moto is coming back? And please let me know if you've got that. I know some of you are going to be thinking, what the heck are you talking about, Steve? But some of you out there will know. So Lenovo are leveraging the Horizon OS as Meta made it a portable system for third parties to create hardware around, and it seems they've teamed up with Meta to bring an application called Smart Connect. And this is an application that we've been talking about for years, we've wanted for ages. So what it's going to do is going to allow you to bring your phone into the VR space without having to leave your headset and use the device, not just notifications and text messages, the actual device on a screen in your headset. So you can have your phone display up and use any app you want on the big screen, and hopefully use Meta's feature where we can pin that in game. So we could have our phone up here whilst running around playing a game. It's a little bit of a shame that it's in collaboration with Motorola though, but makes sense because Lenovo is the parent company. But I'm hoping that such tech is a limited exclusive with Motorola because they own a fraction of the market, like 5% of the global market, and we need other players to get involved so the majority of people can support and use this feature. Someone like Samsung perhaps. Otherwise, the enthusiast in me, every fibre of my being is now wanting to upgrade to a Motorola phone just so I can enjoy this feature. Please. But I suppose that's the whole point, isn't it? Skydance have also dropped some Behemoth Quest 3 gameplay, and I did share my thoughts on this previously on my Quest experience at Connect in another video, but annoyingly I wasn't allowed to capture and share any of the gameplay. But I was thoroughly impressed. The sheer scale of the game is like nothing you've experienced in VR before, and it looked brilliant on Quest, although it did need some more polish around its mechanics, which is potentially why the game ended up being delayed again. The second delay. So we got a 40-second clip now of some establishing shots of the environment, which looks like PC VR did when Standalone first dropped, but I still think it looks absolutely brilliant on Standalone. Obviously PC VR is just jaw-dropping, but on Quest, I'm still impressed. But you can see where it lacks. There's blur and haze on the textures, and you've got to remind yourself this is Standalone. And the footage here, sadly for me, just doesn't do VR justice. Flat screen trailers often don't, to be fair, but this one, they could have shown more, like the gore of the combat. Whereas the climbing of the beast, to see that scale, that sense of scale was something marvellous in this game. They even made the combat seem dead and sluggish, empty and slow in this demo. I'm scratching my head on this reveal because the experience that I played was so much better than what I'm actually seeing here. But I've got a perspective of actually playing the game. So what did you think, not having played the game and seeing this reveal? Did it look good? Was it hype? Is it what you were expecting? I know Skydance can do better than this, and this is going to be one of the must-play games of the year, without a doubt. Not of the year, of the platform. Next, Starship Troopers, a game that was teased not even a month ago, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, has now been announced to be delayed. You can't make it up. Isn't that just bonkers? Although the delay is into just the end of November, November 25th, not really the worst thing to happen. I am super hyped for this game. I have the dumplings sucking up people's brains burned into my childhood memories. This is a 3-player cooperative experience based on the 1997 movie, but set 25 years later. It does remind me of Farpoint, the gameplay does, that I played on PlayStation VR, which was a great experience, but that was in 2016. I'm hoping this offers at least that level of scale and action, but on another level. But I'm not really expecting too much from this game, a franchise that I absolutely love, super hype, but from what I've seen, what I know of the film and what I've seen of the gameplay clips here, I don't know. I want to be wrong. I really do want to be wrong. But let me talk about something to get excited for, something super, super buttery. My PC VR friends, Gunman contracts the Half Life Alyx mod, which would turn you into a gangster killer. It was like John Wick in VR and provided a really visceral first-person experience. It looked stunning, it played fantastic, but it was gritty and tense. That game is going to get a full release coming next year. So if you've not heard of this before, you have got to try out this cheeky Steam Workshop mod for Half Life Alyx and then come back. You'll be screaming at the screen with excitement, just, yes! This is a really good one and expected to drop in early access in 2025. It will be available as a flat screen experience, so you won't be missing out, and a VR experience, which is obviously the most ultimate way to play. Okay, time for the quickfire news. The headline approach went rather well last week, so therefore I'm doing it again. These are good things to know that I don't really need to deep dive. You just get the headline and you know what's up. So the first of which is Undead Citadel just dropped on Quest and offers a hack and slash experience against the medieval undead, and looks rather good actually. We also have Airspace Defender offering a mixed reality experience that uses hand tracking that takes me way back to my childhood when we had this, I can't remember what it was called. It was the most pixelated of pixel games I've ever played. Blocked coloured pixels. And I think it was something called Missile Defense or Missile Command. It looks like that, but brought to the modern day. Dig VR also delayed the game, a rather smart move so it doesn't clash with the release of Batman, so it's now releasing on November 14th. Arizona Sunshine, the remake is now out, and the PC version, honestly, breathtaking. It's like a completely different game. And on Quest as well, compared to the original version, it still looks absolutely stunning. I think the Quest version might be rivaling the original version when it was on better hardware. It's definitely worth picking up. I loved this experience. The Quest 3S is also the top selling item in the gaming category on Amazon. Let's go! VR is no longer an underground tech. It is at the level with PlayStation, Xbox, PC. VR is finally here. Well, I've been saying that for a few, I think it's been here since Quest 2, but you know, I take the win. So that's it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope there is something here for you to get excited for in the VR space. I don't know any other gaming space or medium that has this level of worldly impact and the level of advancements that keep happening in this space. I absolutely love it. So please hit subscribe, check out Wave if you need prescriptions, and more importantly, have a great week. Happy gaming. Good day!